in the fire. Of course, the smoke has certain qualities. And then as it travels in the wind and it picks up oxygen, I guess it is, it changes and it's down the road 3-4 days away from where the actual forest fires are. In that the air quality is worse. Of course, the smoke has people. Certain qualities. Like it has all these different properties in the wind, and it picks up oxygen, I guess it is. Feeling the effects of all over the place. And it's down the road has been 3-4 days away from where the actual forest fires are. In that the air quality is worse. Of course, the smoke has certain qualities. Like it has all these different properties in the wind. And it picks up oxygen, I guess it is. Feeling the effects of it.
Sorry, Cheryl, I had something on that was repeating everything that you were saying. I don't know if you heard it on your end, but it was making it very difficult for me to pay attention to what you were saying. And for the life of me, I never did figure out what it was. I just closed every window until it stopped.
Yeah, I don't know why it was echoey.
No, I think it was me. I think I had something on. I've got so many things running on my desktop at the moment. I think I had something on that just happened to be pointing at our YouTube feed, which I have like hit the broadcast button because it's time. This is the San Carlos Computer Club. And all of a sudden I was listening to you twice, and I don't know if you were having that experience, but I definitely was having that experience.
No.
And the only way I sorted it out was I just kept closing windows until it finally went away.
Oh yeah. No, I have a dishwasher running and an air conditioning unit running and all kinds of noise, but I couldn't hear myself twice. There we go.
So this was interesting. So what you're saying is that the air quality that would affect our health is so much worse when you're downwind from the fire. The fire's had time to collect other particulates, I imagine, in the air, and it just adds to the health problem.
Well, and it changes the makeup of the smoke and I don't know, it's something the scientists are studying the molecular makeup of it and everything and the effects on humans. But yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I can rationalize it because you think about the way particles attract to each other, and so you'd have all this stuff that's out there in the atmosphere to begin with, and then these smoke particles are flying through it all, almost collecting extra bits of garbage to be in the air with it.
And then you guys were talking about tourism and this summer and stuff. My goodness, I have 4 different sets of friends that are on train trips this summer. It's the year of the trains, it seems. I have some friends that moved to San Carlos and they left San Carlos and they went to Tucson. And they basically did around the United States. They went Tucson west and then north to Seattle. Then they flew up to Canada and did a couple of things. Got back and got on the train. Let me think. Oh no, they flew to the Maritimes and then they got on the train there and then came down, ended up in New Orleans and all the way around and back into Tucson. So that was the first train trip. I have another friend from San Carlos, and she is presently on a 7-day cruise of the, let's see, they left Boston and they're doing the waterways, the St. Lawrence Seaway 7-day cruise, and then they get on a 7-day train trip of Montreal and Ottawa and of Canada, Eastern Canada. So, and the other ones are in Denali. They're taking a train in Denali today. So they're just all over the place.
It seems like this is the time to be a tourist because there aren't lines, there isn't overcrowding. This is the time to be here.
And the Canadian government has done all kinds of things with keeping us in Canada, encouraging us to stay home this summer by making the national parks are all free to enter and spend time in. We traveled through, but we didn't spend much time in the national parks because we've been busy. But and train travel is free for under 21, I think it is. So kids can travel free,
Oh, so
teenagers.
families
Yeah,
can vacation cheaper.
yeah. And train travel is free for 21 and under. So,
Wow. Hey,
yeah.
Pop, welcome. We were just slowly getting started listening to Cheryl's stories. How are you doing?
You know, speaking of uncomfortable air, I read in Facebook this morning that there is a significant hurricane sitting just south of Cabo and looks like it's going to go north. So it's deserved to be watched.
Yeah, I saw on George's wall this morning that they were predicting Saturday in San Carlos. It could arrive there.
Oh boy.
Well, I've been through two of them and I haven't been through them, but I've had the results of two of them in San Carlos. Both of them went through my house.
Yeah, in at least one of those cases, it wasn't so much the hurricane as it was just the storms it brought up.
That was the water.
Yeah, just all the rains, the flooding,
Actually, that was the worst one.
right? Yeah.
That's when it rained up on the mountains and it all washed it down, wasn't it?
Yep.
It rained everywhere for, I think, 80 inches or something.
Ooh,
It rained for 2 days, and it was just awful.
that's when they took out the bridge and a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there's the and Fred's joined us too. Hi, Fred. I'm sorry I didn't even see you pop on there. We've let me I'll stick my document, a link to it in our chat.
Hi.
How you doing, Fred?
Not bad. I just kind of snuck in while you weren't looking.
I dropped a link to our document into our chat, so if anybody doesn't have it up in front of them, it should be fairly. Open it up and take a look at it. And you might notice right off the bat, I've moved some topics out of the front of the document just because we keep continuing to reiterate them, so that as you go down the document, you'll find it at the end under reoccurring themes. This is just talking about smartphones for dummies and our business in Alaska and the VPN stuff. I just felt like we were rehashing it each time we met, and I felt like the information should be there but doesn't need to be continually mentioned. So I've dropped it down here under reoccurring themes. So it'll continue to be reposted, but it won't continue to be talked. Giving us slightly more time just in our meeting. This is our 39th meeting of this season, which I typically call to an end when I return to San Carlos, and I will be returning to San Carlos sometime in the next couple of weeks. I've got 2 more weeks here. We fly on the 15th. We're in Phoenix on the 16th. And then I'll work my way down to San Carlos a couple of days after that, or a day after that, depending on how quickly. That being said, and I should stick it in here, I don't believe that I'm going to be able to have a meeting on the 16th. Because that day I will be traveling and arriving way early in the morning. Add that to our topics here. Month I'm in. So I've brought some articles. I know Cheryl was catching up on some of them as we were connecting. As usual, though, I'm more interested in your topics. So if you guys have anything that you're interested in talking about right now, is the do it. Cheryl, I'm gonna mute you just because I've got ambient noise coming in the background.
I was muted.
No, I muted you. You were muted for a moment before you checked it.
Sorry about that.
I have one.
Yeah, Chester, please.
This is Jan's computer. She recently got a different, I won't say new, but a different laptop computer. It's an HP. And she has Windows 10, and she has a Logitech remote keyboard and mouse. She put the little dongle, or whatever you call it, into the USB port, and the mouse works great, but the keyboard doesn't work.
Oh,
And
okay. So it's
I've
like,
changed
oh, I'm sorry, Chester, go ahead.
I've changed the batteries. I've put the little dongle in a different USB port, and it didn't make any difference. I'm just curious if you might know something.
Well, it's a Logitech, you said.
Yes.
And is it actually a mouse keyboard combination, or does it just happen to be two Logitech devices?
No, it's a combination, and it worked together in the other computer, the other laptop,
Okay.
the old one.
So Logitech builds keyboards and mice that use a proprietary 2.4 gigahertz wireless connector as that comes in two different flavors. One is a locked system. They're typically on the cheaper combos, and that receiver only works for that keyboard and mouse, that particular keyboard and mouse. They have another standard called universal receiver, and it's got a special icon, and it uses a piece of software that allows you to connect to other Logitech devices that support universal. I guess you could say they also have a third standard. It could be Bluetooth, and if it's Bluetooth, it doesn't need a dongle because it's just Bluetooth. And a lot of their universal devices are also Bluetooth devices, but it is not the same thing.
Right.
The universal needs that little receiver nub, whereas Bluetooth does not. The nub for Logitech, I'm looking to see. I thought I had one right here, but I don't. But the nub for Logitech, if it is the universal, it would have something that looks similar to a Bluetooth icon on it, but it would be an orange. It would look like a little orange pill or capsule with a little graphic in it. In fact, as I'm saying this, I should probably Google it. Probably bring up.
Yeah,
If
I think
that's the case, then
I've seen that orange on mine that I use.
We'll say that again, Chester. I'm sorry.
I've seen that orange on mine in my computer.
Ah, okay. And here I've got a picture of it. Right here. You see this?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what the universal receiver looks like. So if it's got that, then there is the potential that the keyboard has been forgotten. It doesn't have
that. It does not have that.
It does not have that. Okay, so if it doesn't have that, then it's well, that is frustrating. I would try it in another computer to verify that the keyboard is not working. So It worked. If she's still got the other computer, I'd plug it back into that one and make sure that that's still working.
Yeah, it's gone. Sorry.
Okay. It those devices should work on any computer. So you should be able to test it in your computer as well.
Yeah, okay.
And so I think what you want to do is you want to verify that the keyboard is broken.
Okay, could I put mine in her computer and check her keyboard with mine?
Well, you could, and that would mean that there'd be a Windows problem. But with wireless keyboards, it's more likely it's a connection problem.
Okay.
And so yeah, if you plug it into yours and you see the keyboard is working, then it is a Windows problem. I mean, it's basically looking at it from the other perspective, but you'd come to the same result. Either it's the keyboard or it's the Windows. It's just how it's more likely it's the keyboard. There is
Well,
one other thing, because it doesn't have this icon, it's not a universal. Then it's a pretty standard, typical proprietary wireless link, probably. And a lot of those have a reset button on their device, on the mouse and on the keyboard. Let's see. I'm not using Logitech at all, but you might find on the device itself there is some button to hold down to reset the connection. It's not as common with newer equipment, but it used to be the way they were all, because it had a certain number of channels it would communicate on. Instead of auto searching channels for the best, it would set on one channel, both sides.
I checked for that and it does not have a reset.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured. Hey, that's some pretty old equipment behaving like that.
Yeah, that's probably the problem. For $25, she can replace it. So that's probably what we'll do.
Yeah, but I think what you want to do is you want to verify the keyboard's not working. They may by plugging it into another computer and seeing the same result.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. And if the keyboard is working, then there's definitely something going on with the computer that needs to be solved.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, that's...
Thank you.
Yeah. Keyboard troubleshooting. Anything other than the topics I've brought with me? Have you guys been working on anything, trying to solve any problems other than Chester's keyboard?
Well, we switched addresses, and I had a very frustrating experience with my cable TV Wi-Fi provider telephone. I spent 2.5 hours the one day and thought everything was set up and the move was going to happen. It was all fine. And then I got a phone call from basically a salesman who disputed all the things that I had been told 2 days previously in this 2.5 hours, and made me all these offers that I couldn't refuse. And I ended up with something like 168 TV channels when I was going to cancel that part of the whole scenario. So I've got my Fire TV and I've got this cable TV connection. It's called Xfinity by Shaw or Rogers. And last night I'm scrolling through and I find all kind of on-demand things that are free to me that I didn't know existed. So been sitting way too much and scrolling through things and ending up watching a lot of stuff. So I put a few things down in there.
I noticed you had some recommendations you've added to this document.
Yeah, so I added them in there, and I thought I may as well get them in there while I think of them. And then this morning, I saw the expat newsletter out of Mexico.
Oh, yes.
So changing topics here. It's not a tech topic so much as Mexico elected and inaugurated all of their judges, even their Supreme Court judges. And I think it said something about the world's first truly elected judiciary. So well done, Mexico.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that was going on.
Yeah. So it was one of the articles in the newsletter this morning.
Well, that's cool. That would be. I'm just making a note for myself because I want to look for that. So I wonder how did it mention anything about how it used to work? Oh, you're muted now. You're muted.
Sorry, what I said was that I just like the newsletter comes and it's got headlines, and then you click on it and you can go into more information.
Okay.
Where is it? Extract. Yeah, and I didn't go to the actual. On September 1st, Mexico inaugurated.
Okay, well, I'll look for it later because I'm curious
Yeah.
about that.
It's taking a few moments to load. Not sure why. Yeah. Ushers in a new era. So it's obviously changed.
I think we have a newsletter.
Yeah, you do.
Under
Scrolling
recommendations.
down, yeah.
What? Why Mexico just suspended U.S. mail?
Mm-hmm.
Not know that. Hmm. So that's the most recent one I'm finding here. I'm in the right spot, right, Cheryl?
Yeah. I saw the thing about the mail. Was that further up? I think you're in the right one. The U.S. has offered to extend a 90-day tariff deadline. It's the first thing under Capasso.
Or a subtitle I should be. Oh,
The fourth one down in the Capasso. Say what's up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
fourth one down.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the suspended mail. I think that's last week's.
Well, it's got this one from 2 hours ago.
Oh.
Expat Insider.
Oh yeah, it's right below temporarily suspended postal. Go back
Temporary
to on
postal.
September 1st, Mexico inaugurated 881 elected judges. Oh, see, I'm still
Oh,
back in.
maybe I have to go into.
Go back to your email that it came in. No.
Well, I'm on the website. I'm not on the newsletter. Maybe that makes the difference.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it in there.
Yeah, if you find it, drop the link in our chat. And I'll add it to our. There's C Banco from the 26th. It goes from the 26th to 2 hours ago, and it's just the mail one.
Yeah. I've lost where I can write. Where is it? In-call messaging. Found it. It disappeared.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Try that one. There it is. New error.
Okay, cool. So I don't think they have this link on, well, at least not on the site I'm on. I'm gonna.
Maybe it's under international. Okay. There's the little title at the top there.
What says it? Bais.
Oh, there's lots of advertising all over the place.
So this doesn't represent the computer part of our club, but the San Carlos part of our club. We'll do some tech topics. Cool. I've just added that to our document. Go back and read. Curious. I'm curious if traditionally they did something different, or if this is the first time they feel like they've had fair and free elections. Hey, there's Bill. Hey, Bill. Oh, and Judy's here now too. Hey, hi folks, welcome. We've been going for a little bit here. Slowly moving on with random topics. And now Bill's gone. Well, one of the finds I felt that was very useful this week. Cheryl, did you want to add something more?
Bill just said he's here. He's just turned off his TV, but he's listening and he's still here.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, one of the things I found very interesting this week was this web post on ZDNet that talks about 11 different ways to use the Fire TV remote. So I wanted to make you guys aware of it. The one of the things that I thought was interesting was the ability to change your display resolution. Actually, it's the first one on this list. I had not been aware that you could do this just from your remote control. And really, if you're flipping through resolutions that are supported by your TV and you're happier with a lower resolution, what that represents is less internet being needed to the same experience. And so to have that on the fly on your remote, that's a real interesting thing. It could also solve problems with playback. If you, for some reason, you're getting content from some strange source, you could try flipping through resolutions and seeing if you get better results. And so on this list, this is 11 different ways you can use your Fire Stick remote, and it explains what it is. Like in this case, adjust your display resolution. It titles it and then explains, summarizes what you're doing, and then it's followed by a picture showing you the buttons to press. You'll see, like in this representative picture, it's telling you to hold down at the same time the up directional pad and the rewind button for 2 seconds. So you would hold both those buttons down for 2 seconds to invoke that process. There's a similar key combination you can use for restarting your Fire TV. Holding the select button, you can see from the picture, is the big button, the big main go button, and the play pause button for 5 seconds will invoke a restart of your Fire TV device. You guys know that there isn't a good power button for the Fire TV, and so to do this requires getting into the menus or to get out of your seat and unplug the device. And still, there may be times when you want to unplug the device, wait 10 seconds. This one is, I don't know why you would put this on the list. I don't think people actually need to know this, but apparently you can factory reset your Fire Stick from the remote control. I don't think I would recommend that. You can factory reset from menus, and so much more intentional. I don't think I would even play around with this because you'd have to set up your Fire Stick again, basically. It would wipe this out. It does make sense if you want to sell your Fire Stick or hand it off to somebody and you didn't want it to go with your information in it. But again, I feel like that's a job that is it's something you want to do very intentionally. You don't want to inadvertently do it. However, resetting your Fire TV remote control is something that you might find yourself doing. Occasionally, a Fire Stick will forget its remote control. Maybe you've put brand new batteries in it and it still won't connect to the device. This is a way of holding these buttons down. You can tell me the remote control. The other thing to say about a Fire Stick remote control is it's a little computer in itself. It's got a server and client software in it. It does software. It has software updates. It got a Bluetooth controller in it and an IR controller in it. And so there are times when it hiccups like a computer does. And resetting this device is sometimes necessary for it to get connectivity again. And so this is the keys you would hold down on your remote and the period of time you would wait that would cause this remote to go back to factory settings and be ready to set up again on your Fire Stick. After it's reset, then you'd have to pair it, and so this is how you would pair it. Not pair it like the bird, but you would pair it with your Fire TV, match it, marry it with your device, and so this would be your next step after resetting the remote control. Quick settings from anywhere. If I remember right, that's just go to sleep. Yeah, change profiles. If you've got more than one Amazon account on your stick, then by holding down the home button for 5 seconds, it takes you this quick settings, and profiles is right in the front of that list, and switch to your other Amazon account very. There's some other options in there: ambient experience, sleep, mirroring settings. Oh, mirroring. Yeah, mirroring. That's a very quick way to get to the Mirrorcast. So if you're trying to mirror to your Fire Stick. Anyway, that's just a button press away. I'm playing with mine as I'm talking about this. Change picture mode. Text banners is something I didn't know existed, apparently, and I tried it. If you turn this on, it will, at the bottom of the screen, open up a white box with black lettering that describes what you have selected. So if you're having trouble with your hearing, you can use this to visually to read what item you have. I'm sorry, not with hearing, but if you're having trouble with the visual cues on the screen, then this will describe what you're looking at in letters. So basically, you're looking at your Amazon menu and you've hovered over Netflix in a big black on white text. It'll say Netflix, YouTube. It's an accessibility option. In terms of accessibility options, there's also a screen magnifier that I didn't know existed, where you can hold the fast forward button and the back button at the same time for 2 seconds. It turns on a magnifier, which is like a screen outline that you place over areas of the screen, and you have control over how much magnification. I don't know if that's useful to anybody, but it exists. And turning on a screen reader, another accessibility option, where as you're flipping over icons, your Fire Stick, it will tell you what the icon is. So if you have trouble visually, you can hold what it is. Developer tools menu. That's it. Anyway, I found this to be a good reference. You might put a link to this in your link of references, so that if you are thinking you're using your Fire TV and you're thinking, hey, I remember Scott said something like that, and that would be helpful right now, go back to this link and look it up. I think I'm on Fire Stick, Dad's on Fire Stick, Cheryl's on Fire Stick. I don't know if Chester's using one, or Fred, or Judy.
We're actually on Fire TV in Canada, and then we have Fire Stick we take with us to Mexico.
Okay. I wonder if the remote is similar on your Fire TV with these instructions.
I wonder. It looks very similar, and yeah, the remote to the TV and the remote to the Fire Stick are
Almost identical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
No, I am still on DirecTV, and unfortunately, I'm there because I record everything, and unfortunately, I couldn't do that except with DirecTV that I know of.
And
I record everything.
is that what DirecTV sells now? Mostly is that TiVo experience. So you've got a package of channels, and then you can.
I can record 5 channels at one time.
Okay.
And they will accumulate if I don't get to watch them like in series. I can record the series.
Is that through the internet, or are you still using a satellite dish?
I'm still using the satellite.
Oh, all right.
I don't think the internet, I believe, records through one of the, what do you call it? One of the, like something one. I'm old and I can't remember words.
Oh, that's all right. Judy, what's your question? You have a hand up.
I don't have a question. I take a Roku back and forth with me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Roku.
Yeah. Works great for me.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have more to add? Okay, just your hand's still up. Well, for those of us using Fire Sticks, I found it to be a helpful reference. I also, as far as helpful stuff goes, I found this article is talking about a network monitoring tool. And I went ahead and installed it. We're shutting down the bed and breakfast, we're getting ready to head back, so I haven't had enough time to really play with it. But it looks very promising, and it's very easy to help sort out network traffic in your area. And especially if you think there shouldn't be things using your internet. Goodness, how come I can't get Up now. If now. Just gonna start it up right now.
What is that crackling noise? Does anybody else hear it but me?
Crackling. It might be my. I was just typing on my keyboard.
No, I could hear the typing. This is a crackle.
Oh, I don't hear any crackling. Anybody else?
Maybe it was me.
So this is SniffNet. Installs very easy. It's cross-platform. You can put it on Windows. I've got it on Macintosh right now. It's got old Mac and new Mac. And it just goes and starts observing network traffic. And so if you had any interest in what was happening on your home network, this shows you where things are connecting. Yes, Chester.
Speaking of Fire Stick, I have what's known as Superbox, which I've had for several weeks, but I just have not spent any time trying to figure out what it will do and what it will record. But so one of these days I'll report back to you when I get that done.
I really am curious what they're selling you in that, because it seems like an extremely expensive price for what it is.
It is expensive, like $300.
Yeah, and I feel like there's equivalent products, at least from a hardware perspective, that are being sold in the marketplace around $40 to $80.
Yeah.
And
well, I have it. I just have not spent the time to play with it.
yeah, I'd like to see how their package looks.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, we'd be interested in hearing how it goes. So, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use this for, but I find it fascinating. And you may as well. And like I said, it's very easy to download, very easy to install. And it just immediately, because of the nature of how Wi-Fi works, it goes across all your interfaces. And so it shows you where traffic is all going to. So this might be helpful for something, but it looks cool. I'll report back if it's helped me solve a problem. And you can play with it yourself. It's called SniffNet. And just follow this article, free open source tool for monitoring your network traffic, in our document. Cheryl, can you mention that to Bill if he can hear me? I bet he'd find it fascinating. With all your smart home devices, it'd probably be interesting. And I just got a 15-minute warning. Got 14 minutes. If somebody can get my attention before we go over that, I'll move to the next meeting. We've had so poor of attendance the last few weeks, we haven't made it to our second meeting yet.
Well, we're sorry. We've been busy and we still are. Right now, we are putting together pantry storage units because all of our food and everything is still in boxes. And we're finally going to be able to get to our canned goods and stuff. We found our frying pans yesterday, so we do really have no excuse to keep eating in the pub, which is like 400,
yes, we do.
400 steps away. So we've been a little crazy over the last couple of weeks and had more bumps than we thought could happen. But hopefully by the middle of September, we will have definitely bought this place and sold the other one. So
Well, it's exciting being in a new place.
it
Tell
is.
us, tell us the story. Were you downsizing or a different location or?
We were definitely downsizing. We went from a 2,400 square foot on the main floor plus 3-car garage, on 5.8 acres. We now live in 940 square
Oh wow. Wow.
feet. And we have a little balcony that Bill is right now trying to put together the barbecue that came in at least 300 pieces, we think, to go out on the deck. And we live in a seniors apartment in southern Alberta as opposed to northern Alberta.
And no lawn to mow.
No lawn to mow, no more. Uh, if for those winters when we can't head south, we will not be doing any shoveling ourselves.
You have to turn off the water and shut the door.
Yeah, we're glad to have rid of a lot of those things, plus the huge house insurance, taxes, and everything. We were just taking up way too much space in this world and paying for it. So we've reduced down lots.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah.
And like I say, when we finally get it all done, when we purchased, we had a banker that jerked us around and it was terrible, last minute stuff. And then our sale on our home was to go through last Monday. And again, banking concerns came up and the people thought they had it and had to postpone. So it still hasn't settled until September 15th now.
But you're at the end. You're
I
right
feel-
in the tail end of being
I-
done with it.
I feel like we can see the end of the tunnel, but I don't know if we're going to make it there yet.
So that in itself is worth celebrating.
It's a long tunnel.
Yeah. It's been a long roller coaster tunnel, and we think we can see our way to the end, but yeah. And then we're making plans to get out of here. So we hope to be in San Carlos about the 4th of November for about 10 days. And then to Alamos for 4 months. So,
How do you feel about traveling in the United States?
well, I think we feel better about it than our daughter and a few people. But you know what? We're going to our usual haunts. And instead of going for like 24 days, we're actually going to be about 7 days. Yeah.
We're driving through it,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, we got a couple of stays that we're going to do just because we have free nights, and we'll check in on a couple of people, and we'll be down there. And yes, Bill just said remind them that they have to book in for Cheryl and Bill's Airbnb in Alamos. Scott and
Oh,
you
That's
guys
right.
might
Yeah.
coming. Yeah, we've got Christmas booked in, and we've got a couple of days of 4 nights of the festival already booked with another couple. But the festival is in January, end of January kind of thing.
Wow. If you've got nights of the festival, we might take you up on that.
Well, we've got, like I say, we've got one couple coming into one of the suites, and yeah,
Cool. Well, we'll talk more.
okay.
And we'll go. Where are we as far as should we start up another meeting? We've got 9 minutes. Why don't I just open that so it's available, so I don't forget about it. You guys are welcome to funnel over there.
Or we can move over there.
Yeah.
No, Judy just left. I wonder if she went over.
And I'm gonna open up the next article here because I think it's very humorous. Looking at Taco. Nobody's jumped in over here. Waiting for a beep from somebody. Anyway, yeah, this is very interesting. Apparently, they've been using AI in their drive-thrus for a while now. There we go. There's Chester. Hello, Chester. Cheryl, Fred, Dad, are you guys moving over to the other meeting, or are you staying here until it dies?
Well,
I can drop it in the chat if that helps.
I've got it open and it says use companion mode, but I guess I have to close this one first or something.
No, I think you may be going into. Oh, what am I? Wrong one. Sorry, Chester. Disregard that. This is supposed to go into this window. Here, that's the link to the meeting we're moving to, if that's helpful.
Now I can't get this to open.
Chester's sitting by himself. I've got both meetings open at the moment, so both meetings should be able to hear me. Oh, Cheryl's gone, and Dad's still sitting there. Cheryl, hello, Cheryl. Comes Fred. I wonder if Dad walked away from the computer or something. It's there. Okay, well, I find this very humorous. Apparently, Taco Bell's been using AI to answer their drive-thrus. People have figured it out, and now there's a whole slew of funny videos out there of people trying to like screw with the AI. In one case, they actually ordered 18,000 cups of water. If you watch the video, it goes by very quickly. It's like the AI starts hiccuping, and then immediately it's taken over by somebody that's obviously monitoring the drive-through. So it feels like it's one of these situations where there's somebody with a headset listening to the AI have the conversation with the person, ready to back it up if it starts having AI problems. But it's been doing this stuff for the last 2 years, says this article. And so many times you're not talking to a real person. It's just an AI asking questions. The videos are kind of funny, but the whole concept I find very humorous. They've had to rethink their whole plan because of the amount of hacking now that people are trying to do with the AIs. Just trying to throw it off. They mention this one clip in here that I did see online where he's ordering a large Mountain Dew and the AI continually asks him what drink he would like to have with it until he's ordered a number of like 100 times he's ordered the same Mountain Dew over and over again. It just continually asks it, what drink would you like with that? So this is the world of AI that we're living in right now.
And I bet it gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah. Well, Richard and I were having this conversation the other day, and it's like, I have no doubt in my mind it'll get better. It's just how much damage are we going to do on the way there? Especially with such poor returns. There's so much energy being put into it, and we're receiving such poor returns for that effort. And it really feels like it's being used as a way to boost value on the stock market more than anything. I'm sorry, Chester, were you going to say something?
Yeah, there's a real question going around, at least on the Wall Street Journal, that people are really wondering how they're going to make money with AI. It's not a slam dunk. It's not necessarily going to be that profitable.
Yeah, no, it's I look at it and it feels very much like another bubble. It feels like the .com bubble or the mortgage bubble because they really have used it more to grow value, speculative value in organizations than it's actually generating any kind of income, any kind of revenue. Um, what's his name? Ed Zetron has pointed out a number of times where they the companies that are using AI have an AI like a Microsoft or an Amazon or an Apple or well they've stopped reporting income derived specifically from AI. They're showing record returns, but they're not showing it in the area of AI. And so it's very convoluted whether AI is actually a factor in their growth, but it's being used as this venture capital, this investment growth potential. Well, anyway, I thought that was funny. I brought one other article with me I thought you guys would find interesting. The one about Tesla. If you haven't been paying attention, there was a crash, somebody died, and Tesla denied having the information until someone was able to recover it from the car. It's uh, it's a bit disingenuous. Tesla's having denied is going to end up costing them a lot more than if they just settled the case in the first place. But it's disingenuous because Tesla is the first to have the information requested when they're defending their position, when they have the data that shows it was the driver that made the mistake. In this case, it's questionable whether the car was making the mistake or not, but the data was lost for a period of time when it was requested, and then it was able to be restored. Oh, here comes Dad. Hey, Pop. Welcome. We were just going through the last couple of articles here. We went through the Taco Bell article, and now we're at the Tesla article. And I was just pointing out that this is a bit, I don't know, a bit, well, I was using the word disingenuous since Tesla is the first to provide information that shows the car is not at fault. When the car is questionably at fault, they don't have the information to show people. And so when they were asked about it, they gave a scenario to the court that basically was describing why they didn't have the data, and then the data was able to be recovered by somebody working on the vehicle. So they are going to pay quite a bit more than they could have just settled all this out of court beforehand, but because of this looks like intentionally withholding information from the court, they're going to get hit with a much higher fine for what has happened. And it's probably just goes to one more nail in their coffin as a company, because he's just had dismal returns. This guy died back in 2019. I actually don't know anything about the actual accident. I don't know if anybody remembers anything.
I thought it was with a self-driving accident, but I may be wrong.
See, I don't even know that much. It would make sense if it was a self-driving accident. But this article is all about the withholding of information that was rationalized or justified and then later proven to be false from the company. Which is kind of the way you expect these tech companies to be acting. Well, we've reached the end of my list of topics. If you found any of that interesting, you can come back to our document anytime. We put them in a Google Drive under a Computer Club account, but you should have access to it. If you're able to read it yourself, then you've got access to it, and we'll continue to have access. You can also add to it, which is something Cheryl was doing when we first got here. She was adding all her recommendations because, like she said, she's got this TV package now and been sitting around watching way too much TV. She didn't say that too much. I added a couple of things last week that we didn't get a chance to talk about, so I left them on this document today. It looks like, Cheryl, are you even with us? Does anyone else have any recommendations they'd like to make? Recommendations don't have to be TV shows or movies. They can be podcasts, websites, events.
I have one I'll mention.
Please do, Chester.
You know, it's a series, 7 years.
7 years is the name?
Well, I have to warn you, it is very, very adult.
Very adult. Well, now I got to look it up.
Very, very adult. And both in language and in video. And it's called Ray Donovan. And it's on Paramount.
Oh, wait, is this another one? Ray Donovan?
That's the name of it, Ray Donovan.
Oh, what was the 7 years?
It's 7 seasons.
Oh, 7 seasons. I'm sorry.
And about 12 hours for each season.
And is this the American version? Yeah, 7 seasons. I see it.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's American.
Yeah.
But like I say, you don't want to watch any children watching it.
I watched one called Wind River last night, and I thought that
That's
was
good. Wind River is very good.
Yeah.
Wind River? I haven't heard of that one either.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it just doesn't have enough seasons yet.
Now, Wind River was a movie, 2017.
But it's also a series.
You're not thinking Dark Winds, are you?
Maybe. Sorry.
Dark Winds is outstanding. It's a Tony Hillerman. Well, it's his characters in the thing, Leaphorn and
Wind River. Yeah, that is a good movie.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah, the
Joe
Tony
Chi.
Hillerman stuff I really like. This is the Wind River movie that you're just mentioning. I'm going to put a link into it there. And Dark Winds, Cheryl has added that to the list as well as we're talking about it. She added it earlier. I really like that.
Dark Winds, the second season, I guess, is the one I've been binging the last few nights. Yeah, New Mexico Native Reserve and FBI and terrible people. But yeah.
I didn't know the second season had started.
Yeah, I watched it on Prime Video. I think I watched it on Prime. Maybe I watched it on Stremio.
It looks like
Um,
there's 3 seasons.
Well, I know I watched second one. Maybe I watched the third.
Oh, and season 3 is brand new.
Yeah, season 3 is what I'm waiting on.
It looks like season 3, it starts in March. No, it already started.
Hmm.
Yeah. It runs
I'll
from
look.
March to April, so it's been around for a couple of months.
I'm also waiting on Lineman. I like that one.
On what?
Lineman.
Line Man.
No,
Yeah.
Man. Oh, okay.
not Lineman. Lease. It's an oil field.
Oh,
Lease. I think Lease Man.
I know the one you're talking about. It's with Billy Bob Thornton, right?
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton.
I thought it was called Lineman.
Landman.
Landman?
Landman.
Landman?
Yeah, Landman.
Landman season 2.
Now, Chester, you said Wind River. Now, is that the series?
No, that they corrected me on that. Wind River is the movie.
Well, there
This
was the one about the
Oops.
doctor.
I think there was a series of Wind River.
Maybe it was called Windy River. I think it was Wind.
She was a doctor.
Yeah.
And a country setting, and it was a very good series, whatever the name was.
I think it's Windy River.
Could be, yeah. I don't remember, but it's a good series.
Yeah.
Wind River 2000.
Try Windy.
Okay. Yeah, because this looks like it must be a movie.
Yeah, it's Windy River, and it's a series, kind of a rom-com.
No. But I did find the movie. That's correctly at the wrong link. And what else do you got here? Daryl, Countdown?
Yeah, Countdown is an Amazon Prime Video, and Countdown is they're looking for terrorist activity, special forces kind of group. Lots of car chases and last minute, oh no, the bomb is going to explode, but not too bad.
Oh, and it's a series.
That's a series, yeah.
Not heard of it.
Have to wait for the next week to come out, kind of thing.
I have found that I don't like those that have like 1,500 gunshots from a hero that is non-existent, really. They're not realistic, and they just shoot a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
It's funny because we really did go through a time period where that was the thing. I think back to the 80s and think that was all we were watching.
Yeah, that's like a period where we were watching westerns all the time.
Untamed, you've got Untamed up there. Now that's a Colorado, Wyoming kind of territory. He's a ranger, a park ranger.
Yeah.
And investigative type stuff that I quite enjoyed that one too.
Here it is. Yeah, we really enjoyed it as well. We binge watched it all in like an afternoon. And I think we've mentioned it already, but I'll put a Fubar.
Fubar was hilarious. Fubar is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's called back to service kind of thing, and it's just make fun of all kinds of movies and situations. Interesting characters. It's a fun kind of series.
All right. And I stuck in Alien Earth, very much within the alien genre. If you are into sci-fi, Ripley Scott, James Cameron type stuff, this is really within that universe. This is a TV series on FX, Fox, and it's really good. They're releasing it week by week, or 2 episodes at a time, something like that. And we've watched 3 episodes so far, and they've obviously got an extensive sci-fi budget, but the story is pretty rich, as well as visuals on the screen. It feels like it should be on a big screen. But you have to be into that kind of action sci-fi horror movie stuff.
So if it isn't Resident Alien type aliens, it's not for me. But Resident Alien is hilarious, and we quite enjoyed that one.
Yeah. The trying to get caught up on that one right now myself. And then Peacemaker's second season has come out, and I don't know if you've watched any of this. This is a DC superhero that was introduced in the last Suicide Squad movies, and it is just hilarious. It is one of the funniest things, a sci-fi action comedy, I guess it would be, but very funny stuff. It is also adult. It is R-rated, so language, sex, stuff like that's in it as well. But it's a lot of fun. New season. And what is Thursday Movie Club?
Now, Thursday Movie Club, I was waiting patiently for it to come out. They've a lot of hype and everything on Netflix. It's got a great cast. It looks like it's going to be really lots of fun, and it unfortunately not Thursday Movie Afternoon, Thursday Movie Club.
Okay, I'm looking for it.
So it's Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan. I'm not saying his name right. They're in a senior's home, and
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
the Thursday
Murder Club, isn't it?
murder mystery.
No, Thursday movie Murder Club.
It's a movie.
Murder Mystery Club is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Thursday Murder Mystery Club. And I was thinking it was going to be kind of like Only Murderers in the Building, and I was all ready for it to be quite good, and it kind of falls flat.
Thursday Murder Club.
Yep, it's brand new.
Looks like reference. What I just found is a reference to something else. The Thursday Murder Club. That's the one, right?
That's the one. Great, well-known actors and stuff, but yeah.
Netflix. But it wasn't worth it, huh?
It had moments, but it doesn't kind of tie together and doesn't keep you interested.
Netflix fodder, that's what it is.
Yes. Lots of hype.
Hostage. You put Hostage on here as well.
Oh, yes. Hostage, it's called a limited series. And female prime minister of England, her husband is a Doctors Without Borders kind of guy and gets kidnapped. And then there's the lot of stuff with the French president.
It's a UK production?
Yeah. It was good. I quite enjoyed it.
Also on Netflix. Cool.
Yeah. And it's like 6 episodes or something. But to me, it's like a long movie. So,
Mhm. Well, cool. That's a lot of stuff. I might be sitting around just watching TV for the next week myself. No, I can't do that. I got to shut down the bed and breakfast and get back to Mexico.
yeah. So
You
you're
all
heading
will
back.
have to tell me how good that stuff was.
Yeah, and it's only because I haven't been on for about a month, so that's why the list is there. But you're heading back soon?
Yeah, we've got. I fly on the 15th. I'll arrive in Arizona on the 16th, and then we'll work our way down to San Carlos.
Yeah, and the 16th is a Tuesday. So yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so the 16th we'll cancel that meeting. I'll be traveling.
Well,
Cool. Well,
I
we've
got a couple
reached
more.
the end of our document. Is there any other topics people would like to bring up? We've been at this for an hour and 15 minutes now.
You guys tech on, and we'll see you next week.
All right, Cheryl, deck on. Chester, Fred, Dad. We'll see you next week.
See you then.
See you, Fred. All right, everyone out there. Until next Tuesday at 10 when we'll talk tech again. Everyone out there, tech on.